There was tension in Abuja today as the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nyesom Wike, was stopped from accessing Abuja land. And the minister was so frustrated because the people that blocked him were soldiers. I think the minister has never experienced something like that. And he was rattled. You are going to see the video of what happened that everybody is talking about right now. How soldiers prevented the minister from accessing the land allegedly allocated to a military general or thereabout, or a naval admiral. Okay, that's the issue. So the people, the soldiers that the man put there, did not allow the minister, and there was shouting match, and we're going to talk about it, but it's an indication of what our society is turning to, both by the government and the governed. Because here you see the minister frustrated, saying that they cannot allow that kind of impunity to happen in Abuja or to happen in this government. But this same minister has also been accused severally by victims of demolition that he had acted with impunity, that he had demolished, has allegedly demolished their properties, even when they were brandishing papers that indicated that they were allocated the plot of land for which they were given. And they said that the minister disregarded court order, disregarded everything that they presented to show evidence that they are the rightful owners of the land or property in question, that the minister had given order to his staff to go and demolish. There are several, remember Nicholas Okachukwu's estate. Nicholas Okachukwu was saying that he was still in court when the bulldozers were sent to demolish his estate and all that. And there were similar stories. So in this video, you're going to see the minister talking about impunity, something that several people has also accused him. But this time around, he was on the receiving end because the man disregarded his ministerial position and was insisting that he cannot have access to the land. Watch.
You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying guns to intimidate people to not to do their work. Let me tell you, if not government, you was the first staff who spoke to me now. You could have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate.
On the contrary,
I'm doing my job.
We are not intimidating anybody.
That's what you're doing.
The civilian, the engineer mobilized to site, and then the staff or workers of SED look at it.
No, listen now.
That is threatening them. And that was when the admiral gave the order.
You cannot give order against government.
Because the papers are complete and he said it's
Are
submitted
you the
them.
one? Listen, you know the police one. Are you the one that will say paper? What will show me that you are, first of all, show me that government gave you this. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with, I'm a vice admiral, I'm a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law. So who? No, you don't tell like this. Don't tell like this. How would you try this? I tell you like that. Don't tell me this. You're fine.
I am a small boy, but the commission of planning is never
cannot say
Those come and complain civilians. Please come.
how
do I get him? How do I get him? This is not professional. This is not professional. Please. You can't be pressing the minister to No, it's okay. From demolition is property.
It doesn't matter.
That's all that matters. I'm an officer, take to order.
So what? You harder who than me?
So I'm an officer, take to order.
To order that you take illegal order.
Mr. General.
Okay.
I can't say no. That means
You can never develop this property. I will not allow it.
No problem, sir.
You
I'm only acting on my
if
orders.
you want to kill everybody, kill everybody.
We will not kill
You
anybody,
cannot.
sir. We will not. We will not kill anybody.
You put yourself in trouble.
We will not.
My friend, you see,
What is that? You cannot shut me up. Look at you. You cannot shut me up. You are my junior. You cannot even talk when I'm talking. Because I'm.
I have to reach you.
Why is that you wait? Why is I'll be talking and policemen will be talking.
Hey, you are taking with us. You don't have any good.
I'm not to carry security to intimidate you. Because you're an officer. Nobody does that.
We did not carry anybody.
The man took that. I will not allow because he was chief of naval staff. And then for you to carry that.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you
And
stop
so
that?
you get the.
Will you stop
Sir,
that?
I'm an officer. I have integrity.
Shut up, your mouth. Put
Sir, I
yourself.
will not shut up.
Will you get out?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir, I'm a
I
police
was in
officer.
school. You're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut
Will
me
you
up.
keep quiet?
You
Get
can't shut
me a
me
big
up, sir.
fool.
I'm not
You are a big fool.
I'm not a
You
fool,
think you can
sir.
shoot anybody like
Sir,
that?
I'm not
You
a
are a big
fool.
fool. Are you?
I am not a fool, sir.
As at the time I
Don't call me a
graduated,
fool.
you were in primary
I'm
school.
acting on orders.
Take for which
You can't
order?
call me a fool.
And this, you will see whether you love me here.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go and develop your
I'm
mind,
an officer.
develop
I'm not a fool, sir.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
an
with you.
officer.
I'm so corrupt. You will have killed everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody. We are acting on orders.
Go and develop here. Let me see you.
Regular officer, you won't come and
We are going to get out.
That was the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nyesom Wike, in confrontation with soldiers in a land in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The land is located in Gaduwa in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And this incident happened today, November 11, 2025. Okay? Nyesom Wike had led officials of the Federal Capital Territory Development Administration to the place when soldiers stopped him from gaining entry. And you know that that infuriated the minister. And the minister shouted on top of his voice. But as you saw in the video, the soldiers stood their ground that they are not going to allow the minister to have access to the land. And the minister began to ask, he said why he was asking the soldiers why they mounted a siege to the property, simply because it was linked to a former Chief of Naval Staff. Okay, you had him there when he was asking the man, is it because you are an officer? Nobody does that. The man took land because he was the Chief of Naval Staff. That was the allegation by Nyesom Wike. But the officer objected, saying the acquisition was lawful. He was insisting that the acquisition was lawful, that he has the papers, that they have the papers. He said, but show me the paper. He said, well, I'm a person under order. I'm a person under order. It means that the person that sent me here has the papers. And the guy was saying that I am an officer with integrity. Everything was acquired legally. Okay? And you heard Nyesom Wike was shouting there, shut up. Shut up. The guy said that, the officer said, I will not shut up. And he now began to say that the guy is, you are a very big fool. And as at the time I graduated, you are still in primary school. You will see if you will not live here. Go and develop there and let us see. And because of the whole thing getting out of hand, this is a situation that could get out of hand. You have soldiers with their guns. You have police with their guns. You have DSS with their guns and all that. And that was why I understand the thing created a lot of tension. Okay? Because those people insisted that Nyesom Wike will not have access to the land. He went on to say that we cannot continue to act in impunity. We cannot continue this way. This country cannot go along this line. That was Nyesom Wike. But like I told you in the intro to this video, before I show you this video, Nyesom Wike himself had been accused of impunity in the demolition of people's properties, in the enforcement of the Abuja master plan and all that. A lot of people have suffered emotional trauma because of Nyesom Wike not allowing due process, allegedly, from taking place. There are people who say that their land, their properties were demolished, even when they were showing the papers, and they went to court to seek relief. They ran to court. Even with the court stopping demolition, they still went ahead with it. But here you see him complaining about impunity, that we cannot continue to act in impunity. We cannot continue this way. This country cannot go along this line. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying a gun to intimidate anybody. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate. You can see he was shouting on top of his voice. And of course, the officer stood his ground that, sir, you cannot have access to this land, because according to him, they were acting based on orders from above, and he refused to allow the minister to get in. And the minister was still saying so much. He said, I don't understand how somebody who attained that position, seeing that he has a problem, cannot approach my office to say, look, this is what is going on. Or simply because he's a military man, they could use that to intimidate Nigerians. I'm not one of those kind of people who will succumb to blackmail. That was the minister saying his own part. But what does this show? He said it shows that what comes around goes around. This same minister, there are thousands of people who have been complaining of what lack of due process in their interaction with the ministry of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, of the FCDA in particular, satellite development department and all that. People have had a lot to lament about what they have suffered under the Nyesom Wike's administration, that he allegedly does not follow due process, that he acts with impunity and all that. Now, he has gotten a feel of what it means to be in a position where somebody in a higher authority or somebody who feels that he has power has intimidated him, despite all the officers. You can see in the video there was so much exchange, okay? And that young officer, who was the leader of the soldiers, was ready for anything. But what he will not tolerate is for anybody to have access. In fact, there was, in that video you saw where the minister was saying that if not that the Chief of Defense Staff, he spoke with Chief of Defense Staff. The young officer there said, "I'm a man on order. I follow order from above. And by that order I stand. You cannot have access." It reminded me of that officer, that soldier, who was telling Christ that he was a man that is acting based on order. If they tell me to go here, I go. If they say I should move here, I move. I am order. I don't have a life of my own. Just say it here. If you can say it here, whatever you say will be the miracle will happen to my family and stuff like that. So this officer was a typical example of what officers do. Nyesom Wike may not like it, but that's the way the soldiers operate. That's the way they are very regimented professionals. He has made all kinds of threats. I don't know what the Chief of Defense Staff will do, but this young man and the officers he came with, they said that they refused to allow the minister to have access to the land, and the minister was infuriated and he left in anger. But this is what it shows how it was. This is just a sign to let people who are in power know that power is ephemeral. It's not constant. You are not there all the time. He is lucky he's still a minister. Perhaps they will go to the back room and be able to sort out this problem. And he was saying that the former Naval Chief of Staff that owns the land, he ought to have come to him if he had any issue. But the officer felt that why should he go to Nyesom Wike when he has his papers? And he was ready for Wike by making sure that he has his boys planted around it, and had been developing, making sure that there was security for those who are to do his job, to do the job. Whoever is right and whoever is wrong is immaterial in this matter. It is just a life lesson for those in government to know that power is transient, it's not permanent. Now he is still a minister. This altercation they had doesn't mean that he is no longer minister, he doesn't have power, but it's a life lesson in the glare of the whole world that people have seen this. And it's also a lesson for even himself. The frustration he felt today should remind him of the frustration people felt. People who own properties, people who own land and developed it, and they were demolished even when they allegedly had court orders and all that. And they are suffering their losses today from being comfortable in life, had good investment, borrowed money, developed property and all that, and today it is gone. That is a lesson for everyone. I don't know what to think about this, but whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you, and please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.